So welcome back to Fixing Up the Commonwealth, and welcome back to Sunshine Tidings. Hope you're all well and having a great day. So you can see I've kind of started a kind of little structure here, and that's what we're going to concentrate on today. We may do a bonus build in this one if we can get the time. It just depends on how long this video is going to be to build this particular part of the settlement. So let's get into the build menu. So you can see I've already laid down a little bit of a foundation, and what I've done is I've then glitched some of those metal walls into the concrete. There's a little bit shimmering, it needs to be anti-shimmered, but we'll get to that in a minute. And I'm just going to quickly put a roof on just so I can snap some stuff off of it. This is very improvised build today, so I'm really flying by the seat of my pants, just trying to figure out how this is all going to turn out. But it does turn out pretty well, and I will warn you, we do jump around a little bit in this one so that we can get the second build into this video, and then we'll do a tour of everything at the end, and it all makes sense in a short while. So a little bit of a half wall. Love these ones from Unlock Settlements Objects USO because they're so soft and they clip quite nicely. Maybe if they were snapping, you wouldn't have as much flexibility as you do here. And we'll just drop that in there, and we're going to vary up these metal textures. As you can tell, I've used them a lot in this settlement, and I think it's important now, because I've gone down that path, that we continue to do that. And have these buildings all looking kind of similar, but you know, having their own identity at the same time. And today I think you'll see that using a whole lot of different elements that I've used before, but in a different way, actually does give quite a unique look and feel to this particular building here. So we're going to chuck some walls in. I might speed it up so we can get through this fairly quickly, because we've got a lot to do today. And I'm going to take this opportunity just to talk a little bit about the channel, where we're at the moment, because it's unfortunately there's some things going on in the last couple of months that are not real healthy. And normally I don't do this, normally I don't have this kind of discussion on the build videos. Usually I'll leave it for the update video, but things are getting pretty serious at the moment, and it's fair to say there's been a couple of changes with YouTube, and for this channel specifically, something really weird. Since we had notification of the fact that the partnership program for YouTubers is changing, my sub count has been, to put it frankly, absolutely terrible. I thank you to all the guys that continue to support the channel. I welcome all the new viewers, and we have had a lot of new viewers, but for the first time in the history of this channel, we are getting plenty of new subs, and then for some reason the subs are disappearing. And I don't think that's coincidence. I think there's something going on behind the scenes with YouTube causing that. So we're going to put a little floor in here to get up to that second level. So basically what that means is I am in the process at this point of considering whether to continue with the channel. It is getting that serious. It's it's not just the sub count, there's a number of things going on, and I know that there's a number of you out there that support this channel who also have YouTube channels who will be suffering the same thing. That there is a lot of weird stuff going on right now, and it just kind of deflates you as a content provider, and it really just doesn't. It discourages you from continuing with your channel, because you know, views are down, subs are down. I've never ever had a lack of growth on this channel. We've always got subs and continue to hold subs on this channel, and just lately something has gone on. So I'm going to persist for now. We have a number of builds already done, so we'll give it a couple of months. But if it doesn't improve, then I may have to make a very difficult decision for this channel. So sorry to give you a bit of a downer on that, but it's I think it's important that I share where we're at right now, because I'm putting a lot of effort into bringing content to the channel, and things are not really as they should be at this point in time. So enough of the doom and gloom. Let's get back to the build, and we're going to put. I wanted to do something that made this look a little bit kind of. It stood out. So I was playing around with the prefabs. I found this one and thought, yeah, that's going to give it a little bit of point of difference on the second level, and it actually does make it look really nice. This just adding this prefab, something that you can do really simply. Just to make things look a little bit different. I want to spin that around just a fraction. There we go. So I've got two walls here, and we'll jump down and have a look at that in a second, and you'll see it just suddenly it's got a point of difference. We're going to do some anti-shimmering by the looks of it there, and there we go. Now the other thing I'd like to ask you about this particular build is while I'm thinking about it, I have got one. Oh, what's Dogmeat doing? Anyway, I have got one more build that our good friend Chaos and Fallout's given me another idea, and he knows that when he gives me an idea, I take it to some weird places. So he has given me another idea for this settlement, but beyond that, I'm just getting to the point where I'm wondering if we should call this settlement or whether we should continue to do a couple more builds on it. It is getting pretty crowded, and I think there is a point where you just got to say to yourself, should we stop doing the build and call it, or should we continue? If we do stop this build, if we decide once I get the last episode out, which will be next week, that enough's enough, then I will then put up a couple of options like we done with this one on some new settlements. You can vote on that, and then we'll go forward from there. So Fix'in Up the Commonwealth won't leave it, we'll just pick a new settlement to build in. Let me know in the comments below, because it's this whole segment is really about the fact that you make the calls and I'll build it. And it's been a lot of fun just getting your ideas and seeing what I can do with them. I think we've had a heck of a lot of fun doing that, and it's really enjoyable for me, because you're a creative bunch, and you give me some fantastic ideas. So let me know in the comments what you think we should do next. Probably the next settlement that I do would be a smaller settlement, maybe a Oberon Station, 10 Pines Bluff, something like that. It'll probably be a smaller one. So leave some comments, and you can see I'm using these wall boards. Workshop Rearrange are calling them gap fillers, but these are great, man. These are fantastic, and it all kind of works with the wall that we started with from the back of the hair salon. So you can have a look. That looks, I'm liking the look of that very, very much. And yep, so we just got to fill a couple of pieces in. See, those walls are a little bit uneven, but I don't mind that. I actually think it adds to the character of the place. Just to add one more little bit to it, and then we'll get into build number 2, and I think you're going to enjoy build number 2. So these pieces here, just experimenting, thinking really I need some way of shielding that kind of stairway. I'm going to leave it open, but I want it to look a little bit taller, so I'm going to use these pieces here, and I'm going to vary up the different textures on them and the different colors, just to vary it a little bit. No, not up there. You're going to pull it back to there we go, that's better, right there. Snap it in, lock it in, there we go, good. So I'd encourage you to do this. I'd encourage you to try all different building materials in your builds, vary them up. Some will work together, some not so well, but experiment away, and I think you'll end up be surprised by the look you're going to get. Certainly in this build, we've experimented a lot, and I think a few new mods came along at the right time, and it's just helped to enhance this overall feel. And don't forget, we are heavily influenced in this build by Diamond City, and so it's been perfect for this build. So I'm just putting those in there. I'm just trying to get this level right, and that's about right there. Yeah, that fits, that works. So we're going to use those boards there, and we're going to build that wall back up, don't worry. I do make some tweaks in the final, when we do the final tour. I do make some tweaks to this, but essentially it is what it looks like now is very close to the final build. So we're going to use these filler boards, but the wood ones, just to vary it up even more. See if I can get it to snap. I'm not, so I'm going to have to put the first one in. The good thing with these items is that once you get the first one in, the rest tend to snap to each other, so it's you only really need to glitch one in, just like that, and then you'll see they should stack like that, and probably one more. Just vary them up, just because we can, and rinse and repeat on the other side. Okay, so we're going to move on to this little space that we've created in here, and I will show you quickly a clip inserted about now of my influence for this next part of the settlement and the build. So we're going to do a little Commonwealth weaponry type area in here. It just lends itself to that, I think, and I think you'll love what we end up with. Well, at least I love what we end up with, and I'm not biased at all. Pretty simple little idea. I'm going to put a little bit of a sloping roof on there, or maybe we'll just put a flat roof. The big drama there was the height issue that we're going to run into if we put that sloping one in. So we'll put the normal roof in. I wanted to put a sloping roof in, but anyway, I think it would have looked a little bit nicer. But anyway, come on, you got to snap up there. Thank you. And we're going to keep this build here real loose, and try and just match up a little bit with the armory or weaponry store in Diamond City, but I'll give it our own little flavour and little twist. And I think it's a little bit of a twist on utilising little spaces that you might have around your own settlements, plus that you don't necessarily have to put walls on your stores as such. You can have them fairly open. And this is kind of the vibe we go for here. You also got to be conscious that the walls that you're going to use on the side here kind of match up with what you've done on the previous build and all that kind of stuff. And don't look at the previous build and all the stuff that's around there, because you're going to see all that all in a minute. You don't want to spoil the final tour. So I'm just playing around with different wall ideas here, and see what fits, what doesn't. It's got to look like it's a continuation of that building that we've just done, so that's what I'm going for here. So we'll put this metal one in here like that, and a lot of this is going to be purely decoration, and we're going to put a little bit of a, so what I want him to have is either a little storeroom or a little place just to have a seat in, when the shop's not busy. He can go and have a seat and maybe make himself a cup of tea, or whatever it might be that the store holder does. As we've done with other parts of the settlement, I'm going to put some metal supports in here rather than wood ones, just to switch it up a little bit more. There's, as you can see, there's many textures in play here. You got metal textures, you got some wood there, we've got some corrugated iron there, so there's lots of little textures all kind of intermingling with each other, and it sort of helps to sell the overall look of this. So I might just put these posts in here just to frame it a little bit more. Fortunately, I need a little one of these. Some of them are a bit too long, so I'm going to have to glitch that into that. If I want to get this look right, we might get rid of those. I'm not sure. It's been a couple of weeks since I built this, so that's hence why I'm a bit sketchy on what we end up doing here. Is that going to fit there? Yes, it is. And of course, this last piece across here. If we had a small piece there, it would have fitted in there perfectly. But anyway, I'm going to do the usual of switching off the collision and just encouraging it into place would be the right way of putting it. You can see it wants to snap on everything except where I want it to go, so you just got to take your time, ease it in place. Okay. If you look at the original one, it's kind of got this framework around it. Okay, so far so good. Obviously I've got some thinking time here. I'm going to straighten that wall up just a fraction, just like that. And then basically all we have to do is pop in the counter and do some decoration. So it's a nice little idea for you to do. I have got this circular counter somewhere, I just got to find it. It's not in there. I think I'm just getting some odds and ends out here that, there we go. Already started the decorating process and I haven't finished building, so we'll just drop that on there. And it's funny, when you look in the game, you'll see lots of these kind of little small details like this table and an ammo box on it, and it helps to sell the overall lore of the build. So we're also going to put a, where is it? Not that one, that one. Weapons workbench just in the corner here. And we're into the decoration kind of phase of this build, and it is a lot more decoration than it is building. But I thought I'd leave it in and show you because it's one of those things that you will find these odd spaces in your settlements that you need to fill. So we'll just put this round counter in, and it takes forever to put that in there, so we'll just drop it in there in a second, and we'll go to the final tour once I've got this in. So here we go, here's the final tour, and you can see I've done a lot of little bits of decoration here. Not too much, just little touches. The biggest thing is the little mobile home on top, and Rook Military Surplus. I couldn't find an exact match to the banner for the shop, so I just used that one. There we go, and just added lots and lots of bits and pieces to the settlement now. Hopefully that Brahmin will, yep, thank you very much. You can see that little mobile home up there, which I actually reduced in size. I've junked this area up a lot more. There's a whole lot of bits and pieces lying around the place. Added wood and paper and all kinds of stuff just to junk it up a little bit. A few odds and ends on the outside. Made a little step out of breeze block there. And so we'll go inside now. Now we do get interrupted, so I've got to go and deal with some people up here who's come to visit. Oh, super mutants. Oh, we'll just, oh, look at Gaming for XP robot going in for the kill. Do you see that? You'll see them in a second. Get out of here, super mutant. Oh, there he is. The Gaming for XP robot is going in. There we go. We'll help him take care of this super mutant, and now we can get back to the build. Good work, buddy. What a team. Okay. Put the rifle away, and let's get back to the tour. RoboBrain's coming in. Here he comes. Good work. Shut the door. So I like the look of this grass poking up through the floor, and I've kept it very kind of minimal. In here, nice little kitchen area. I'm using this bench here in front of us a lot more and more. I get that from Thematic and Practical, and just adding pieces to it. One of the things I have done is I've glitched that stove there into the barrier, and you can see the support for the upper platform is a ladder. Let's go upstairs. We've got a little barbecue area, complete with a Nuka-Cola collector's table there, and you can see I had to make that a little bit smaller, but I've made everything a little bit smaller there, so give you a better look at it. We have a little living area in here. Oh, we have a toilet, by the way. Yep, little living area in here for you just to relax. There we go. And we have a little bedroom. Just framed it with the curtains. Added a few bits and bobs to it. A little tea maker in there. And we're good. So I hope you enjoyed this one. It's been a bit long. We've done a couple of builds. The settlement's looking fantastic now. And I've got one more build to do. We'll probably then do a tour of where we started and where we finished. If you think we should... Oh, what the juice? Well, the Brahmin loves this build so much he wants to get in. We'll do a tour. If you deem that we need to continue, we can do that. We've got a couple of areas we can continue in, and if so, give me some ideas of what you'd like to see me build. And we'll see you next time on Fixing Up the Commonwealth. Thanks for watching. See ya.